sustainable, or some of the investment become infructuous if we are not doing it properly. Again, there are many other things which, I mean, like when we are going ahead, I mean, we have some legacy issues, but as we go ahead also, like what type of wares we are going to do, what type of locking system we are going to do, what type of transportation, I mean, when we are talking of green technology, what type of technologies are available, what we should be doing. Recently, Director Port has got the solar powered boat which can be operated in Chilka. That is only one as an example, but whether it can be part of our own policy itself, so that whenever we are investing in new transportation technologies, can we bring those new technologies where which can be part and parcel of our implementation process. So that is how we can bring the changes. Then this second is again when we do interact with the stakeholders, but many times there is no formal setup where we can take the inputs and expert opinion. In department, every day we get one or the other challenges, and lot of people who are involved, like especially concessioners and all, come and interact with the department. But we do not have the expertise. Because of that, we take too much of time in taking decisions. So recently, I mean, after I joined last 1.5 years, I have requested a small group of advisory group, which will help us to give some input. And whenever we have a problem, we request them to look into that. I mean, let us say if somebody comes and say that, okay, we want to have a deep draft in this particular area. So we I mean, like, who would be processing in the department? Like some section officer, then under secretary, deputy secretary, and everybody will just add something very bureaucratic rather than taking the decisions. So in that way, to improve our capabilities, what we have done is, like, we have created a small group of experts who will be sitting with us. Of course, it is a pro bono now, but I would like to have that type of structure with a proper institutional mechanism where we can pose those problems. I mean, like, people who are professional, not representing each individual, I mean, each organization. So whenever I interact with them, I'll just tell and request them, please forget about your organization, don't put that cap and put, I mean, like, because otherwise we keep on thinking about what is there for me. But it's, as a professional, if you come on the board and then give some inputs, it will be very helpful, and it is good for the sector, so that we can take quickly decisions and we can move forward. And as a regulator also, we have a lot of responsibility to ensure that something should happen in this way. So in that way, I can nudge very softly that, okay, if somebody has to utilize these technologies or something, we can very well, in a position, we can use our good officers to promote those things. So that is my second objective. So please uh, come up with your ideas. How do we network so that there will be a community of professionals who will be able to work in collaboration with the government, so that we can bring some very, I mean, in a very transparent way, we can bring a lot of policy interventions or decision making, which will help everyone. So I will not take much of time. As he mentioned that there was, I mean, a lot of things are happening, so we were forced to be there in many meetings. So I will be taking leave, but certainly I leave my thoughts with you. I will request that whatever you deliberate, please share your thoughts with us and your ideas with us. We'll try to incorporate as much as possible from our side. I once again thank Utkal Chamber of Commerce. The logo is also with maritime, right? Odisha has a very illustrious maritime legacy and history, which keeps them makes them very proud. I mean, we are very proud of our maritime legacy, and we have 480 kilometers of coastal thing. But every time we mention about maritime activities in Odisha, so many people have little bit of heartburn. I mean, like, they say we have not raised to our maximum potential, we have not reached or we have not done much to make this as a prosperity epicenter. So certainly I would like to mention here, and maybe you can also help in Vision 2047, which Odisha is preparing. In that, we are preparing one complete action plan, which is like maritime and waterways based growth master plan, which will help Odisha to leverage with its coastal and water bodies which it has at their level. So I thank Utkal Chamber of Commerce and Frost for organizing this in Odisha, in Bhubaneswar. So this will make a lot of sense, and symbolically also it makes all of us proud. So once again, I thank everyone and thank all of you for patient hearing and giving me this opportunity. Okay, thank you, and have a good and meaningful discussion. Thanks.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving the government's perspective on this very pertinent issue. I would now request Dr. H.C. Mishra to present a token of our memento, a token of our love and affection to Madam Padi. Professor Mishra, please. I'll also invite Mr. J.K. Rath, who is the Vice President of UCCI and the key person of this two-day seminar, to present very short and crisp vote of thanks.
Yeah, sir. Sir, I request you to speak a little bit from Frost Front. Madam told about the supporting organization and all. We do have something. Sir is leading.
What should I say? I have been delighted hearing Madam. I can see that something positive is happening. Thank you, Madam. Because for a long time we have been thinking why nothing is happening in Odisha. Why maritime activity is at such a low, as Madam said, the heritage is so, what should I say, so exciting. But that is not showing in the maritime sector. I'm very happy that Madam has asked for opinion from this audience. We have a panel discussion at the end of the session, and we will make a few recommendations and we will certainly pass on to Madam. Apart from that, Frost as an organization is helping the Department of Commerce and Transport, and now that you see Utkal Chamber of Commerce has come in, I'm sure both of us together can do a lot for the department and development of maritime activity. Thank you, Madam, for very nice words. We are really delighted to have you with us. I'll now request Mr. Sanjit, Mr. Raut, please come. Both of them together can give the.
Just a movement vote of thanks.
Yeah.
Please, you take it. 1 minute.
I'll yeah. Madam, we, on behalf of UCCI as well as Frost, where I'm a common person to both this organization, I thank you a lot to take out wonderful few minutes for us, and whatever you expect from us also. I think as a whole we are going to give you whatever data we can offer to you for development of the state. Thank you very much. Right.
I don't have any work here.
Professor Bhaskaran, I think we can start with the next speaker. Are we very much late? What's the time now? 12:30. So we can have 3 papers coming.
So I would like to thank the first speaker, Dr. Ashwini Ota. So I think we can have the questions maybe at the end actually, after all the four speakers are complete. So we'll go to the second presentation. The second presentation is by Prashant Nair. The topic is on the trends of modern hydrographic survey and its application to inland navigation systems. So I would introduce the speaker today. So Prashant Nair had his BTech degree in civil engineering with an MBA, a postgraduate diploma in port development and management, a PG diploma in environmental law and policy, and a fellow of the Institution of Surveyors in the hydrography stream. So he has worked for 25 years with the Inland Waterways Authority of India under the Ministry of Shipping, Government of India. So he took VRS in 2014 and relocated to Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. After that, he has worked as a consultant in ports, waterways and coastal protection work with government organizations such as NATPAC, KWIL and RITES. Presently, he is a project advisor to Kitco Limited, a premier consultancy organization in Kerala. So with this brief introduction, I invite our second speaker, Dr. G. Prashant Nair. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. What is here? Hydrography is a different subject. I think most of the people sitting here are either related to naval architect or ship building, ship design and other things. My ex-colleague, Mr. Dandabat sir, who is a executive committee member of the Frost, was asking me to give something related to hydrography. Then I thought, okay, let us do something, because for the river engineering as well as the marine, this thing, hydrography is the basic things. As Dr. Ashwini was presenting, 2-3 times he was referring to hydrography and river bed or the marine bed and other things, because it is a very essential component for the design of infrastructure aspect of the inland waterways as well as for the vessel design. Since I have worked in both old school and the new school, old school means in 1990s and other thing, before that, we were using old technique for doing the bathymetric surveys. And post 2005 and other things, the modern hydrographic techniques were in place. And now additional facilities are also there in place. So I will just take, as Dr. Bhaskaran was telling, 20 minutes. I will try to limit my presentation within that 20 minutes. Certain slides I will just show for a glance, because some of the participants, means the delegates, are students. They might not have seen the old instruments which we were used in olden times for doing the bathymetry. So including those things, I will just glance through those things. This is the plan of my presentation. Many of the people are aware of what is hydrography. It is a systematic way of doing the mapping of a waterway or a seabed by using specific instrument. The accuracy of the instrument will depend upon the output of the product what you need, whether it is in the digital form or in the analog form. These are the hydrographic survey authorities available. The apex body is IHO, International Hydrographic Survey Organization, having its headquarters at Monaco. They are only formulating guidelines for standardization of hydrographic survey activities worldwide, both in the inland waterways as well as maritime activities. Then in India, the onus is with the chief hydrographer to the government of India, who is sitting in Dehradun. That person is actually on, means he is a senior vice admiral level officer from the Indian Navy. Then the publication of the charts, NHO, National Hydrographic Office, is publishing charts related to marine environment, that is Indian inland, Indian Ocean and other EEZ areas. Then CH is also advising port and maritime states for undertaking their hydrographic survey activities. There is a hydrographic survey committee under the Joint Secretary of Port in the ministry. They were formulating annual programs for undertaking hydrographic surveys. Then my previous body, Inland Waterways Authority of India, which is the apex body in deciding the regulation, maintenance and monitoring of the inland waterways in the country, especially the national waterways. They are also empowered to publish charts both in the analog form as well as in the electronic form. Then major ports as well as some of the minor ports, they were also having the survey requirement. Either they are having their own setup doing the surveys, or they are giving it or under outsourced to private organization as well as certain other organization like MPSO, minor port survey organization, like that. There is a hydrographic school. Earlier it was called hydrography school. Now it is the NHS, National Hydrographic School. It is under Indian Navy. It is imparting training in the field of hydrography, both in the Class E and Class B category, in the officers as well as in the subordinate level courses. State Maritime Boards are also doing hydrographic survey activities wherever State Maritime Board established in the better way. Then coming back to the inland waterways, I think the definition and other things are known to many people because some of my previous speakers, they have already mentioned about it. The government of India has declared 111 waterways, including the national waterway 5 in Odisha. Some other waterways are also there in Odisha. So when I was there in IWA, only 5 national waterways was there. Now more waterways happened after 2016. The government of India is in the process of developing these waterways in a phased manner after conducting proper studies and other things. Of course, in all those studies, this hydrographic survey play a key role for assessing the present condition of the waterway and also for formulating program for its development. Those waterways which are not falling under the list of 111 waterways, it is under the state government. So it is called the state waterways. Either the IWT department of this concerned state or the State Maritime Board, if it is there, they are doing the development of those waterways. As I initially mentioned, the conventional methods and modern methods are there. I will just go through the conventional method. What are the things? These are the list of tools or the gears what we were using in the olden conventional type hydrography. You can just see the list, but I will show the pictures. See, these you people are knowing. The last one which is given, it is the lead line. Only that lead line was just using for measuring the depth. So the accuracy of input taken from those is depending upon the accuracy of the person who is doing the measurement. So it is always having that flux, means that problem while designing something for the inland waterways as well as for the marine this thing. Many of the people may not be seeing this sextant. This sextant was just using for taking angle measurement when we were just doing the hydrographic surveys. It is under the single angle measurement, double angle measurement. I don't think if it is there in the modern syllabus also in civil engineering. Then dummy level was there. Even for setting this particular instrument, it was taking much time, more than 5 minutes or so. Now these things were replaced with the modern auto levels and total stations. Station pointer. This was very much used during the conventional method by using the double angle under the using this sextant or a single angle under 90-degree criteria. Evening hours after doing the hydrographic survey, we were preparing the chart by using this thing. Many of the students or the modern river engineers, they may not be knowing about this particular instrument. Simply I can tell, earlier when we were just taking 2 days for doing a particular hydrographic survey and half a day or even a day for plotting a chart, that can be replaced with 2-hour survey and half an hour plotting with the modern hydrographic survey tools. This is an example of the old paper chart. It is very difficult to read also, and the preparation of the chart will also depending upon the expertise of the person who is making the chart. So that kind of accuracy only will be available in this one. Coming back to the modern hydrographic survey, these are the equipment primarily used now. The echo sounder is there, single beam or multi-beam. Then DGPS or GPS for position fixing is there. Hydrographic survey software like HYPACK Max and relevant software are available in the market. Automatic tide gauge is replacing the old wooden type manual gauges. Then other things are the gear, laptop which giving the interface, auto level and other thing. Then the other instrument what I have mentioned is the modern equipment. Side scan sonar, it is predominantly used for scanning the underwater obstructions and the underwater conditions. Then sub-bottom profile will give the nature of the bed. Instead of doing a borehole test or anything, particularly it is difficult in deep waters, you can use a sub-bottom profiler for getting a better understanding of the river bed or a marine bed strata. Acoustic Doppler current profiler, ADCP, it is mainly used for measuring the velocity as well as the discharge of a particular river or a water body. LIDAR survey is extensively used nowadays for getting a large coverage. But in the case of inland waterways, when turbidity and other issues are there, the LIDAR result also give some problem in the accuracy and other thing, but it can give to certain extent coverages. These are the pictures of those equipment which is using. Many of the people might have seen those things. That is why I am just skipping this thing by showing this thing. This is a pictorial representation of the river navigation chart produced by Inland Waterways Authority for River Ganga. Then I have listed out the purpose of undertaking hydrographic surveys. Mainly it is before declaring a waterways as a national waterway or before taking up any development, the entire bed of that particular river will be studied in a systematic way in the appropriate scale by using appropriate instrument. Then for siltation studies in a particular area, suppose after declaring the waterway, or if a state government wanted to develop a particular waterway, siltation study is properly taken by using the bathymetric survey. Then pre and post dredging survey or anything related to the channel development, channel marking, for getting the real-time navigation, all those things will be based on the hydrographic surveys. Then removal of any navigation impediments within the navigational channel. Again, it has to be assessed based on a proper hydrographic survey. You have to demarcate that particular impediment and use appropriate technique to remove those things. Then construction of offshore structure like jetties, terminals and other thing, you need to have a detailed hydrographic survey, both for fixing those structure foundations and for also making access channel to that particular terminal or jetty. Then general things are there for flood protection measures, erosion of banks and other related studies. You have to do the hydrographic surveys. For disaster management and disaster response, these type of studies are extensively used. Then publication of river chart and giving navigational information like mariners are getting day-to-day information when ship voyage is taking place in the sea. In the similar manner, you have to give navigational information to the users. Then coming to the modern hydrographic survey technique, these are some of the facilities which is developed post 2015. One is the real-time navigation software, like the ECDIS, which is being used by the mariners while voyage in a sea. Inland Waterways Authority has developed a software called IWT software, Inland Waterways Navigational Software. It will give the exact route. Again, it is based on the input given by the hydrographic survey of that particular waterway. It will give the waypoint navigation. If you are you wanted to navigate from a point X to Y, you can pre-plot that thing on that particular this thing and navigate. Any permanent photos or structure or whatever is coming on the way, you can take those things and tag in that one. Then online editing and other things can also be done. Insertion of virtual buoys, because like a river Ganga and Brahmaputra, which are alluvial rivers, frequent changes of channel will happen. It is also applicable in the case of Brahmani and Mahanadi rivers. Whenever channel development is happening, you are putting buoys for demarcating the navigation channel, but frequent shifting of buoys within 15 days is difficult, or within a month is difficult. Then if real-time navigation software is used, you can put virtual buoys for helping the masters to steer their vessel along the channel without any accidents. This is a picture view of IWN software. Then again, if you are just thinking about IWN software, again it is costly, something about 50,000 rupees or so. Then again, vessel tracker software were also developed. This is developed by NTCPWC under IIT Chennai. I don't know whether anybody is representing IIT Chennai. It is just like if you are having an Android phone, you can use that thing after downloading from the Play Store. And the base chart for that thing, like a Google map, if ENC of that particular waterway is available, it will be put under that software as a base chart. It is extensively used by the vessel operators in NW1 Ganga and NW2 Brahmaputra. In NW2, they are using on a pilot project basis. NW1, especially Calcutta area, they are using it. This is a project what myself and Dadaba sir, we all are doing for the West Bengal government. It is an intelligent inland water transport monitoring system. I think Dr. Shah was presenting something about the vessel, that electrical vessel. That 13 vessels are supposed to go for this particular project. We are just doing the safety action plan for this particular study. So once that safety action plan is in place, the entire waterway will be monitored, and it will be just like an intelligent water transport network system, including the safety and rescue aspects. This is a pictorial representation of that thing. We will be having a centralized command control center as well as 4 safety rescue centers. With that, we can, based on an RIS, river information system, we can have ship to shore, shore to ship, ship to ship, and shore to shore communication facilities. Both voice as well as data transfer can be done. So once the existing network is already down, this standalone network will also work. This is work in the VHF mode. So that particular system is linked to all the state government stakeholders like the disaster management authorities, then state inland waterways, then the Kolkata Port Trust, police department, all those people. So if at all any accident is happening, immediately the message will come to the command control center, including the meteorological changes or anything during a voyage. The message